Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I would love if you could stay and I would love if you could subscribe as well. I'm Hannah and today's video is another one of my favourites. You guys know, if you watch me, you know I love a foundation review. So today's video is something I've been really excited for. I love the brand, I love what they produce, and it's the Makeup Revolution. I need to stop saying that now because this brand is like their new pro range, and it's the Revolution Pro Full Coverage Camouflage Foundation. And I also got my hands on the Revolution drops as well, which are also in the same shade, so I will be doing another video on that. It will be coming soon, either the next video, the video after that, or it will be soon. So I also picked up the Revolution Pro Full Coverage Camouflage Concealer, which sort of goes in pair with this baddie. I wanted to compare it to the Fast Base. If you haven't seen my Fast Base foundation stick review, it'll be up there, it'll be in the description. I got this in F8, and the foundation sticks, the Fast Base foundation sticks, these are £5. I got this in the shade F5. This sort of matches me. I wasn't a pinky tone, but this was the darkest shade that I thought could match me. I'm more of a neutral to yellow. I'm not pink tone at all. I can't give you my MAC reference because every time I've gone into MAC to reference myself, they do it wrong. So in the foundation sticks, you get 6.2 grams of product. And in this bad boy, you actually get 25 millilitres, which is not a lot. Normally in your average foundation, you get 30 millilitres, but this foundation is £7. It's more expensive than this, and when you actually look, it's not a big size it's not as big as I thought it would be. I'm gonna do a swatch. The only thing I like the packaging. I think the packaging is really, really nice. I think it's very sleek, very professional, it sort of reminds me of MAC a little bit. Like that it has the shade number at the front, and it has like a sort of observation or an idea of what the colour may be. I don't know if it will actually be the same. I don't like how it doesn't come with a plastic seal though. I do think that's a hygienic thing, so I can complain about that. So I'm just going to put a little dot on my hand. F8 claims to be for medium skin tones with a yellow undertone, but if you can see from this swatch, I don't know if you'll actually be able to see, but it's relatively pink. Looking at this now, and it is really, really pink, so I don't know. I can see it's full coverage, but we may have to work with it. I do not know how this is going to go though. This is F5 in the Fast Base foundation sticks, and this is F8 in the Camouflage Full Coverage foundation. You can see there is a massive colour difference. Obviously the different shades, but also the undertones. They're supposed to be yellowy pink. That's supposed to be a pinky tone. That's more of a neutral, and that's supposed to be a yellow, and it's more of a pink. I'm actually going to swatch it against the Revolution Pro foundation drops. These are also in F8, so we're going to get an idea. Okay, so that is that shade swatched. This is the foundation drops in F8. You can see it's very similar to F5 from the Fast Base foundation sticks, but they've got this is slightly warmer than this shade right here. This, I don't know what's going on. This is sort of a bit darker than this shade, but I really don't understand what's going on. They're supposed to be yellow toned, but they're really not. They're more pinky than anything. This is the Conceal and Define in C5. I'm gonna swatch this on my arm. That is C5 swatched on my arm. As you can see, it's sort of similar to F5 in the foundation stick. Then we've got this one, which also doesn't have a little cover, so I'm just going to swatch this as well. Off of the bat, when swatching this, my swatches are terrible, but it feels a lot more thicker than even the rest of the foundations. I found that this concealer seems relatively thick, so I don't know how I'm going to like that. Again, this concealer is in C5, and it's no way near the same as C5 in the Conceal and Define, so I'm just a bit, don't actually understand, but it might work, it might not. It just looks a lot more pinkier. That's not more neutral to yellow, that's a lot more pinkier. Now into the actual foundation, I'm gonna just put one side of this with a brush and see how it is, and then I'm gonna do one side with a sponge, as I always do. I'm literally just gonna apply this to my face as I usually would. I'm just gonna put what I think is necessary right now. It's cold, ooh. So I'm going to be using my Morphe M439 brush just to buff this into my skin. So far, as soon as you apply it to the skin, it sort of does match my skin tone, but maybe from swatches it's just a tad different. So I am going to blend this in with a brush on this side, and then on this side I'm going to be doing a sponge. So that is all blended in. So as you can see, if I come up a bit closer, the finish I found is really nice. It's not a colour match at all, I don't think. I think from my neck, it might be difficult to see. It might be, I'm not too sure, it might be my winter shade, but I do feel it's just a tad pinky. It is relatively full coverage. It is relatively full coverage. It's not full in your face. I actually think that the foundation sticks might actually be a tad bit more full coverage than this. I don't actually know, but it has covered up my redness. I put it underneath my eyes as well, all over this side of my face. I'm going to go in with a sponge on this side. It has like colour corrected, which is really nice as well. I don't see my green veins under here. It feels nice on the skin. It feels really lightweight. I thought it would be relatively thick, but it's not. Yeah, you can see the difference so far. It has evened out my skin tone, which is really, really cool. So I'm going to go in with this side now. And I'm going to go in with my Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I'm just going to bounce this in. I have a feeling I am going to prefer the brush side. Reason being because I know that this sponge is going to take away the coverage a lot. Okay, so this side is blended in. I actually, surprisingly, I thought this was going to sheer out the coverage a little bit, but it actually doesn't. This does sit quite nicely on top of the skin, which I'm finding so far, which is nice. Now, I don't know about the shades. I actually don't think it's as full coverage as I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be something like the Dermacol, where it's literally just going to cover everything, but it's not. I'm just bouncing over the whole of the skin now just to see what it's actually, what the sponge will do. It's not a shade match for me. It's not terrible, not terribly matched, but it could be a lot better. I actually don't think the complementary like F5, C5 whole thing is a great idea. I don't think it's a bad foundation. I think the coverage is really nice. It's set to, it's setting, but it's sort of to like a semi, like a satin finish, not dewy, not matte, not like the stick foundation, which was quite dewy anyway, but this has a really, really nice finish to it so far. So it's not clinging to any texture, it's not accentuating my texture. I've got a lot of like underskin bumps that keep coming back, and then they're going and then coming back, and they don't accentuate anything. I've got some peach fuzz, none of that is showing. It's sitting really nice on the skin. I can sort of feel that I've got a foundation on, but it's not anything like much. So I am back. I have completed the rest of my makeup. On my lips is the Revolution Pro Supreme Lip, like matte liquid lipstick, I think it's called, and this is in the shade, oh, it's the lip pigment, and this is in the shade Illusion. This is a beautiful, I wasn't too sure until I'm actually looking at it, and it's pretty nice. It's sort of like a maroony orange, which is not really me, but I actually quite like it. So yes, my overall thoughts, and I was really, really shocked. I'll be honest with you, I've never found a foundation, I'm not bigging this up, right, because there's quite a few cons to this. I've never actually found a foundation that sits so nicely with my powders. I like my bronzers, my contours, everything. Like I have on top of my head here, I get a bit of dry patch like literally right here, and powders don't cling to it, foundations don't cling to it, but this foundation, it's not great, but it's 10 times better than any of my foundations that I've ever used. It can even be my NARS, anything, and boy, like this is proper clinging, and it doesn't accentuate any of my textures, it doesn't accentuate my pores, anything. Like it looks beautiful. It's not the fullest coverage, like you can still sort of see my spots and things like that, but it is a medium to full coverage. If I wanted to build it up, damn for sure you can build this up, which is really nice. If I give you a close-up, like you can sort of see my texture around here. There's slight redness still seeping through, which for a full coverage foundation shouldn't actually do that. So I wouldn't say this is camouflage. Maybe if I continue to use it and I put a bit more here, maybe. I definitely think it's buildable. I think it's sort of, it's not thick where it's uncomfortable, because I know with a lot of full coverage foundations, this bad boy or with loads of other things can be really uncomfortable. Like I hate to wear full coverage, and full coverage gets this stereotype that it has to be thick, not necessarily. Yeah, the cons I have to this is there's not enough product. I'm being completely honest. For £7 you might say, oh yeah, but it's only £7. Look, the Maybelline is maybe £1 more, the Maybelline Superstay, that is super full coverage. It has a lot more product, 5 millilitres. Even if it has more 5 millilitres, so what was the issue with putting 5 millilitres less? Why has it got to be 25? What's the, maybe because you have to use less, but even when I'm using less, I'm not getting full coverage. Say they need to check their shades. They need to actually understand that This shade is not yellow. That shade is pink. That is more of a yellow neutral, that is pink. So they really need to sort out their shade referencing. Overall, I would say I'd give it an average of 6 to 7 out of 10. It's not something I go, oh my god, wow, I was excited for it. The fact that I was getting the foundation, I was really excited for the fact that, oh, I saw that they had a new foundation. Yeah, I'm gonna get it because I'm a foundation junkie. Like, I have found, out of everything in my makeup collection, I have the most foundations. So, but now I've tried it, I'm like, okay, it's not the greatest. It's okay for £7, it's £7, pick it up. If it's wrong, it's just £7. I would say maybe this could be a £5. I'll be completely honest with you, this could do well for £5. I don't know why it's more expensive than this. They give I actually prefer this one slightly better, but this sits better with powders and things like that. It sets, I didn't really need to set it. It doesn't set to a matte finish, it sets to a skin-like finish, so whatever your skin is. I think this could be good for all skin types, I'll be completely honest. I'm normal, in the summer and combination. I could probably give you more of an update once I've worn it in the summer and winter. You can't really give an overall of a foundation until you've worn it throughout the year, sort of thing. I want to see how this compares to the foundation drops though, because I have a feeling I might actually like these. I'm not really a drop person, but I'm glad I've got it so I can try it out. So I will be trying out this foundation another day, maybe for my next video, the video after that. But yes, it sat really nicely with the concealer as well. I think if you don't want too of a full coverage, but you want a full coverage, you can get this. If you're like me and you literally like to cover to the gods, then you might need to layer this up a tad. It is coverable. So yeah, so overall, I hope you enjoyed this foundation review. It looks really, I like it. I think it's sitting quite nicely. I don't feel like I can move my face around. I don't feel like I've got like any heaviness on my face, which is really nice. I'm digging this lip colour. If you guys like this lip colour, like I said, it's the lip pigment in Illusion. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. It would mean absolute world to me. If you're new, like I said, please subscribe and click the notification bell so you don't miss out on when I post. I love you all. I don't know, I'm in a happy mood today. I love you all. I've missed filming, haven't been able to film in forever. I love all of you. Please comment down below what your thoughts are on this foundation. If you've tried it, I want to know. Have a little chat with me. And follow me on all my social media, mainly my Instagram because that's the only one I really use. And I love you all and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!